Fellow St. Martiners, many years ago, when I was a teacher, I asked my class to write about what St. Martin Day meant to them. And one shy little boy in the class, whose name I can't remember really right now, wrote in his assignment the following: St. Martin Day is the day for the people of this island to come together as family and enjoy each other and remember those who have gone before us. That simple answer by that little boy stuck in my mind up till now because it captures the essence of what we are supposed to be celebrating today, St. Martin Day. In fact, this was without doubt the original intention of the founding fathers of St. Martin Day, a celebration of the people, by the people, and for the people of our beloved island. That is what coming together as family means. It was not conceived as a day for elected and appointed officials to give speeches about unity and go about their separate business as soon as the day is over, or sometime even before the day ends. I choose, therefore, to speak to you today, not as William Marlin, Prime Minister of St. Martin, but as William Marlin, a proud St. Martiner and member of this ever-expanding, all-embracing St. Martin family. Unity is the foundation of every family. This is even more so for us on this island. But unity is and should never be a one-day celebration. It is important for us to see this territory, despite its official division into French and Dutch, as one island with one people and one destiny, as Lino Hughes of Lino and the Hardways famously sang. This must be reflected in every policy decision the authorities on both sides of this island take. Brothers and sisters, fellow St. Martiners, do not expect me to be hypocritical or to sugarcoat the truth, because it is when we get together as family that we reveal the truth to each other. Families are not always perfect. Families fight. They have family feuds and family secrets. And in view of what is happening today, when the French authorities take unilateral and arbitrary actions, claiming that the northern part of the Oyster Pond is their territory, despite the fact that we have agreed to abide by the status quo until we complete the negotiations and agreement is reached and signed off in a treaty. Can we, in light of this, honestly look each other in the eye today and say we are indeed united? We must be real and accept that the unity we preach, especially on St. Martin Day, is a farce, at least at the official level. The administrations of both halves of the island live and behave as if we were two separate islands. That is not unity. That is not togetherness. That is what at best we can be called living together. Of course, I recognize that at the family level, at the people level, we go about our business together as one. This is because no matter the difference in our official constitutional structures, we, the people of St. Martin, we are one people. And as the legendary St. Martin patriot Félix Ouachy put it, above the French and Dutch nationality is the unity of the St. Martin people. that unity, my brothers and sisters, is under serious threat with the latest acts of aggression surrounding Captain Oliver's marina at Oyster Pond. We brag about St. Martin being a borderless island, yet we have right now what can be described as a serious border dispute triggered by actions that cannot be justified on any grounds, especially seeing that the four partners in this case, the French Republic, the Kingdom of the Netherlands, and the local administrations in Marigot and Great Bay have agreed to leave matters such as territorial borders at the status quo until that agreement I spoke about is reached. How can we then talk of unity when we don't even consult each other before taking such drastic actions? Fellow St. Martiners, residents of our beloved island, the family is where bitter truths can be told without bitterness, after which we can sit down, eat and drink together, and possibly get a game or two or dominoes or ballot. I want to assure you, however, that in spite of these developments which I just mentioned, we in the South harbor no bitterness and will never turn our back on our brothers and sisters on the northern side, regardless of the actions of those who want to continue to divide us and who do not always understand how deep-rooted our bonds are. When we say blood, we mean family. For us, family comes first. That is what has defined us as a people from the very beginning. We were family before the Treaty of Concordia, or the Partition Treaty, which divided our island when our ancestors were still considered property. We were family at the Salt Ponds, where we bled and gave birth to this nation of strong, resilient, and hard-working people. We were family on the plantations, where we toiled and ran away to freedom as often as we could. We were family at emancipation, even though it was the slave owners who got compensated and handsomely, while we are still demanding reparations for centuries of free labor under dehumanizing conditions. And despite all efforts to divide us, we are still family today in the hotels and restaurants where we continue to build our nation one tourist at a time. That is the unity we should be celebrating today. But unfortunately, we cannot in good conscience pretend that all is well and just simply sing Kumbaya. The student I quoted earlier said on St. Martin Day, we should remember those who have gone before us. And indeed, as Alex Haley, the celebrated author of Roots, said, in every conceivable manner, the family is linked to our past, bridge to our future. Every November 11th, we lay wreaths at monuments to remember the fallen in the First World War. It is also Armistice Day, a national holiday in both France and the Netherlands, among others, a day established to commemorate the end of the hostilities between the Allies and Germany. Some of our own sons, and perhaps our own daughters, fought in that war to free the world of tyranny. Maybe, just maybe, we should also lay another wreath on St. Martin Day to honor our brave ancestors whose blood, sweat, and tears laid the foundation for our freedom and our unity today. Unfortunately, this cannot happen under the ominous clouds hanging above our heads. We cannot hug up, kiss up, drink champagne, and say cheers when authorities in Marigot, without any consultation, basically annex a portion of territory that they agreed to leave alone until negotiations are finalized and a settlement is reached. Do agreements we have reached in negotiations then have no meaning? But as they say, every cloud has a silver lining. As good neighbors and as family, I would like to seek that silver lining in periodic consultations between the administrations of both halves of this 37 square mile island. The leaders of government in Great Bay and Marigot should be able to meet monthly, starting from now, to coordinate policy, to inform each other of the priorities we are pursuing, and to synchronize action wherever possible. This is not a new idea, but it is one which we have not executed well enough. At the people level, I would like to see that silver lining to be reflected in redefining what we mean by national. National, I humbly submit to you, should embrace both halves of the island. We should be able to have national teams in sports, such as football, cricket, baseball, basketball, taekwondo, and so on. I am sure we would have much stronger teams that would be able to take on any other teams from the region and beyond. This may be happening already to some extent, but if the sporting associations on both halves, with the active support of government, could come together for this purpose, I am sure the results will be very gratifying to all of us. The same thing could happen and should happen in culture. A national dance company should bring together talent and groups from both sides of the island. We can already see the result that our young dancers have been achieving in dance competitions in France, for example, through the efforts of the National Institute of Arts. We also see this in the fast-growing St. Martin Book Fair, which attracts international authors every year. There are many other areas of cooperation that have already been identified, but I want to highlight cooperation in, for example, education, particularly in the area of improving language learning, environmental issues, energy, where we can think of the possibility of GEBE and EDF being on the same grid and in a coordinated emergency preparedness plan, because as Swashi said, the gale does not stop at the border. Brothers and sisters, St. Martiners, we have done this before. We built this island together before it became attractive again for people from all climes. On a day like this, we are called to renew our faith in ourselves and in the indivisible nature of our cohabitation as one family on this, our beloved island, St. Martin. It is a day on which we should invoke the spirit of jollification to guide us in all our endeavors. Because from Freetown to Middle Region, from Reward to the Springs, from St. James to St. Peter's, and from Lowlands to Guana Bay, this island is our home. And if home is where the heart is, we should be able to speak straight from the heart and let our hearts beat in unison as we say, Happy St. Martin Day to one another. So therefore, May we continue to strengthen our bonds of familyhood today and always. Happy St. Martin Day to one and all.
People of St. Martin, November 11th is a special day for us all. And as we celebrate St. Martin Day today, we are reminded of the journey of two ever-evolving constitutional nations made up of one people. People with a sense of unity through the shared history, blood, and shared sacrifice, forging together to ensure the development of our country for the present and future generations to come. On this St. Martin's Day, we celebrate the peaceful coexistence of a people from the north and the south, and we honor and adhere to all things St. Martin. From the sweet songs such as the historical St. Martin song, St. Martin is my home from Lino, St. Martin Rumba from the mighty Dow, right down to the modern songs of our current local artists. We celebrate St. Martin. People of St. Martin, today is a day when we put aside all differences. Differences that can divide us, because today we celebrate unity. We come together because we share and we want to celebrate the harmony of our brothers from the south and our sisters from the north. Today is a day that we prove that we have not let our responsibilities fall by the wayside, but rather that we've embraced those responsibilities, all while creating a multicultural nation our ancestors left us. We can always go back and dispute to whom does this land belong, but from the beginning of time, over 350 years ago, we have coexisted from different cultural societies, and we have over the years welcomed many to our shores. We must learn not only to live as St. Martiners on November 11th, but rather throughout the entire year. We must be able to teach and show others who call St. Martin their home that what it means to be a St. Martiner. Our people must understand our history and customs, learn it, live it, and share it with all who visit our shores, whether they decide to stay or come for a short time. We must educate our children, and so while they are abroad, they will be the ambassadors of this beautiful island and speak of its extensive history, beauty, unification, the arts, the culture of the people who live and love St. Martin. When we talk about St. Martin, we talk about the dances, the panam. We talk about the stories of the old. We listen to the elders and hear how things used to be back in the day. The poetry by people such as Roberto Celestino Arundel, who could tell you about back in the day. I mean, there's a really special one that conjures up many wonderful memories, even for me. The foods, the conchs and dumpling, the fish and fungi, the rice and peas, yes, even the chicken and Johnny cake. The many games that we played, the marbles, the hula hoops, the spin the bottle, all of the different games that you can go out and enjoy today on St. Martin's Day. These things must continue to transcend. Knowledge of self helps you to build on who you would like to be and also appreciate the hard work that has gone into building this country. So I would like to ask you today, November 11th, as we celebrate St. Martin's Day, to support each other, not only today, but every day. Lift up your brother, lift up your sister. Let us be examples of unity and peace, not just on St. Martin, not just in the region, but throughout the world. A very happy, blessed, and safe St. Martin Day to all the people of St. Martin, those who were born here, those who came here, and those who were born to be here. All of you who call St. Martin home. Happy St. Martin's Day.